We've all heard of toys to life games, the classic game genre where you go to the store, buy a toy, stick it on a portal, and that toy is now in the game. Nintendo did it, Skylanders did it, and even Disney did it with their Disney Infinity games. And all of these games, they all failed. Skylanders, it sold well at the time, but they're not making it anymore. Disney Infinity, they sold well at the time, but they've also quit production. Nintendo still does make them. However, they have greatly cut down on the amount they are producing. There's definitely a reason why toy-to-life games have lost popularity, and even why the Nintendo's Amiibos have lost popularity, and that's because people don't want to have to go to the store and buy these when they don't really do that much. I mean, the Amiibos give you slight bonuses in certain games, and the Skylanders you have to have for the game, but they're just not that popular, and if you get the starter kit, you're really set for the rest of the game. A reason why especially Amiibos have had a major decline in sales recently is just because they don't do that much, and they're rather expensive. They can cost upwards of $20 for certain ones. Most of them cost around $15, and all they really do is give you like an extra costume in a video game. I mean, there are definitely certain amiibos that do quite a lot in a game, but for the majority of them, they don't do that much, and you just can't justify the $15 price tag of an amiibo. With Skylanders and Disney Infinity, you can more justify the price tag because you actually play as that character in the game. However, these games really lost popularity quite fast, and I think it's for the same reason that Amiibos are losing popularity, is just because they cost too much. You don't want to have to go out and buy a $60 game just to have to go around and shell out 60 more bucks for 3 extra characters. It's really expensive, and I think that's why these games lost a lot of their popularity. It really is the same thing with microtransactions in games these days. You don't want to have to spend 60 bucks on a game just to have to shell out more money so you can have an advantage over other players. It's stupid. And with Skylanders, it's really the same thing. You shell out 60 bucks, but to enjoy the game more, you have to buy more characters, which is rather expensive. A lot of the Skylanders and Disney Infinity characters look the same. I mean, you couldn't really tell them apart. But with Amiibos, they all look totally different and have an extra level of detail, especially since there are 16 Animal Crossing characters, which you can clearly tell all of them apart. Not to mention that Nintendo even added in Amiibo cards, which is essentially an Amiibo, but in card form. And Animal Crossing has over 100 of these, which are easy to distinguish from each other, obviously. All the Toys to Life games were fun, and they were cool little gimmicks, but the only game I would really recommend that's worth it to buy extra stuff for is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Those bongos just make that game so good.